Hey, Jess. Thanks for being on my show.
Hey.
Hey, it's so good to see you. So today we're talking with Jess Lyman. Jess is a mom of four, being an example in her community. You had a food truck at one time. Now you're doing the Saucy Lady. So you're just being awesome. But
Hi, thank you.
oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I really we have a lot to talk about today. One of the most important things that we're going to talk about is your daughter, Judy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just jump into that. Judy was born a boy.
Yeah, Judy is a really special kid, and I'm really excited to tell her story a little bit and share, some of the things I've learned, because there's so many moms that don't really know what to do, or, I don't know, face a lot of hard things when their kids bring up hard things.
Right. When we're sitting here on this topic, we're talking about equality. We're talking about people wanting to be treated like humans, and we're talking about them existing in our community. Like, this isn't something we made up. So this is important.
Yeah, it's a really big part of it. I mean, when people talk about equality, it's not like pie, where you get less pie because someone else got pie. Everybody gets a whole pie. The idea is everyone wants the same opportunities and treatment and to feel accepted and loved in their own skin. And a lot of our journey has actually just been learning to accept that truth that resonates inside, and I feel like no matter what group you're from, right now there's a lot of labels and a lot of subgroups in society. Everybody just wants to be accepted and feel safe and encouraged, and that starts at home. Yeah, the equality talk right now is massive, and it's very broad spectrum. There's so many subgroups of society that feel like they're not getting that same opportunity or acceptance, or they don't feel as safe as they feel like their counterparts are,
Which is totally, as a community, we should be concerned about, because anybody not feel, it's not like anybody woke up and said, oh, I'm a girl and I like a girl, and I'm doing that because I want to make this person mad because they don't like when people are that's not what happened. That's not why anybody. Some of these couples that I know are married a lot longer than straight couples. And they've been fighting for these equal rights for a while. And actually, because again, we said like subcategories. So let's actually come back and talk about Judy here. So let me ask, how old was Judy? I came forward and said, I feel this way.
Yeah. So she was actually 3 years old the first time she cried, and she said that she wished Jesus had made her a girl. We were LDS at the time, and, or we were members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I no longer practice, and that just kind of came along with my journey as far as figuring all of this out. But by no means do I resent the church or the members in any way for their belief system, but it kind of conflicted with where my spiritual journey went. Yeah. So we actually, at that time, we tried to tell her, like, it's okay for boys to like girl things. Like, you don't have to be a girl to like those things. And we spent a lot of time, trying to figure out, like, okay, how do we help our little boy? How do we help our child, feel safe and loved as they are? And it was really hard because I'll say he in the past tense because he's okay with it, or she, and it can be confusing. So people need to know that it it's a journey, it really is a journey. And my child is really just a beautiful soul in that she's perfectly at peace with who she is. So when I talk about her before transitioning, if I say he, that's because she was a he back then, and she's actually okay with it. It's really beautiful. She's like, Mom, it's okay. I was Jude then, and that's okay. Like, it doesn't hurt her feelings. And I'm like, that's so beautiful that you're okay with that. She's at one with herself, and it's beautiful. Should I just tell the story?
Yeah, sorry. So she was 3. And you guys, because I think that that's a lot of, when I listen to a lot of podcasts, people will say, because there's a lot of talk on whether or not to do hormones or not. And if you, I don't know if you guys do or not, or if you want to touch base on that.
I would love to.
So yeah, we'll come back to that. But the first thing that people say is that they say, why didn't you just tell them, like, normalize, like, wearing pink, like, be that strong, like, why did you just do that? And so it sounds like you guys did. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's where.
Mm-hmm. So we I'll just jump right into the story. We tried to tell her, like, hey, you can be a boy that wears pink, like, it's okay. But that wasn't what she wanted, so it was a long, it's not something that happened overnight, obviously. She was 3 the first time she said anything about it. And we tried to tell her, like, it's okay to be a boy that likes girl things. God